morning, Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So what we're doing today is we're going to do the cover for the Shabby Steampunk journal. So I'll just do a quick go through. What I have done is I've put, I had some spare pages left because I overprinted my pages. And what I've done is I've just done a mini journal to go in there. And that's the slide fastener, and as you can see it gets easier and easier to put on. We've got our tuck spot, we've got our little dangle. I put the bigger one on. We've got specimen cards, we've got bags, we've got plain pages, we've got our belly band, we've got our tucks, and it's all filled with ephemera. There we've got a little tuck spot there. So I have filled it, and this one I didn't want to do much to it, so I put a couple of cogs and I put a cluster there. We've got our, and what I did was I did a fastener there, so it was just to stop it from flapping open, and it's just a little cog that I have stuck down, and I put one there so it matches. Got our envelopes there, and we've got one of the pockets that was the last pocket to put in, and I put the bag there, and I put a cluster there just to, and a little pocket there. So what we're doing now is we're making the cover. Now this is Amazon packaging, and I cut it to size. I cut it to it's 6 inches by just under 8.5. This one's just a tiny little bit over 3 inches. I then got some craft card and stuck craft card on. The craft card doesn't fully fit. I always like a little bit left, and it does work like that, so you can put the waterfall journal in like that. Once it's stuck down, those will be, or it will, once it's stuck down, it will fit like that, but it will go on a shelf like that. Now what I want to do is, for the cover, I want to give it an industrial feel because it is steampunk, and I have something similar that I did a few years ago. I thought I had it for easy access, so I want to give it this kind of look. And what I used there was just bits of paper. This is an actual book. I used bits of paper as a collage. I coloured them, painted them, and then I went round some of the lines with black crayon, water crayon, just to give it the lines, and then used the pearl drops. So that's something that I want to do here, but I also want to put this bird on the front somewhere, so the industrial bits will be sticking out, and I might have a little bit on there. So all I've got here is I've got some bits of book page and everything, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them on. When I made this, you can see there's a space between, and I put Tyvek there. A lot of people don't use Tyvek, they use tape, parcel tape and stuff like that. The reason I like to use Tyvek is because it's kind of indestructible, and it's a material in the US you get mail in Tyvek envelopes, and it's to keep your mail safe, and a lot of people cut them up and use them. And I've not put any on the outside because what I want to do is I want to use some of this craft card to make like a leather. You cover it in glycerine, soak it in glycerine, you crinkle it up, dry it off, and then you just rub over the crinkles with walnut stain or vintage photo, and it gives that leather. And that's what I want to put down like on the spine, and then I'll put like studs down. I'm also going to stitch around this once I've got it the way I want it. My machine will go, it will go on my machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly clear gesso this, and then I'm going to start sticking it. So give me 2 seconds and I'll be back. Hi, that's me back. So I've clear gessoed this and it's dry. I'm just leaving it straighten up a bit, and what I'm doing is, I said I was going to use craft card to make my leather spine, but I'm not. This is Linda Chapman's chocolate brown card, and all I'm doing is I'm spraying it with a mixture of, it's 2 parts water, 1 part glycerine, and I'm just using a hairdresser's colour scraper for putting bleach on and colour on hair, but it's a silicone thing. And I'm just soaking the glycerine into this because I thought, well, the chocolate brown looks more industrial. And I think my spray, my squirty thing, has probably got clogged up with glycerine because it is an oil. And you, here in the UK, you can get glycerine from the chemist. They might sell it in the supermarkets. I don't know. I got mine from the chemist. It's a couple of pounds. I think it's the same in the States. You can buy it in the supermarkets or the pharmacy. And see how that's going, a nice dark brown. Two seconds, I've got someone at my door. Sorry about that. It was the postman at the door. My dog was going daft. Now, I think that's soaked in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crumple it up. And be careful, you know, when you're opening it, that you don't rip it. I mean, I'm only using part of this. And there you are. And I'm just going to wrinkle this up a bit more, and this, and again, I've not put any on the other side. If it's soaked through, it's soaked through. I don't think it has. That's the other side. But you can see the wrinkles on there, and then you just straighten it out. And then when it's dry, you just go over with your I'll try the vintage photo, it might be a bit too light. And this is all you do. here, and that will now make a leather spine for this, and it looks quite nice. Well, it'll go that way. So we'll leave that on the windowsill to dry. Normally I wait till it dries a bit and then I put the ink on, but the ink will dry in as well. So back to this. We'll put the glycerine away, and as I say, it's just glycerine and water, and it's 2 parts water, 1 part glycerine. So if you put in 6 cupfuls of water, you put 3 cupfuls of glycerine in, and that is dry. Now what I'm using gel medium, and it's pretty gets gritty because it needs using. And the reason I'm using cut paper is because I want an industrial look. Normally I would go for ripped paper, however I want the lines in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all the same way. A bit like a brickwork. Yep. My finger stuck to it. And some of these book pages are thicker than the others. Some of them aren't. And it doesn't have to be book pages, you can use anything. I mean, I'm using bits of, I am ripping that one because I want it to go there. And if there is a little ripped bit, it's fine. Up to the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place another piece of paper over the top of it. It's parchment card, so there is some thin card on here as well, so it'll just add to the texture. So that's that. So I'll go away and I will come back when this is dry, and then what we'll do is we will paint over it, I think, in a nice browny, orangey, industrial colour. I want it to look rusty, so I've got some rusty colours that might do quite well. So I'll see you in a bit. Hi, that's me back. So it's been it's been a few hours, but it is dry. You can see where I've touched it and I've pulled the paper off, so be careful. I've trimmed around the edges and it is a bit warped, which is fine, because once it's dry I'll put it under my mat once it's painted and everything, and it will be fine. So now I'm going to paint it now. Now this is just it's a jam jar. That's the colour that I'm going to do it, I think. I've got some bits of gold marble paint, 2 different types that I'm going to be putting on, because I want it to look sort of like metallic. That's powder, so I'll be pouring that on. I've got one here, Pearl X, and I've got a lighter gold. So what I'm going to do, and I'm like the sticking on of the paper, I will speed it up, because it will get a little bit boring for you, but if I come across any issues I will let you know. But now when I'm feeling it, I can feel the ridges, so they're ideal for going over with, you know, your black crayon. And what I'm doing is I'm letting these melt into the that's, you can see there's 2 different types. And I don't want to put too much on. This is like a brassy gold, this one. And it's more around the edges that I need it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry. I don't mind that there's bits of book page and everything showing through. That all adds to it. So again, I've not put any in the middle because that is going to get covered up with the leather. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to streak this and have a look and see what it looks like. Actually, that's not too bad. Just the way, I think it's just the way that the light's shining on it. So again, I'm going away. I'll come back when it's finished. Not when it's finished, when it's dried, and then we'll go over the lines. So you can already see the lines, and it gives that industrial look about it. I'll also get my Pearl X pearl drop colours out as well. So, and I'll see you in a bit. Hey, that's me back. My battery ran out. Right, so I've got some watercolour pencils here. I tried it with an aqua marker. I don't have a black, but I tried a green grey and I didn't like it. So I wiped that off because it's got acrylic paint on. An aqua markers are waterproof, a water based, they washed off. So what I've been doing is I've been just, and I don't want a definite hard line, I just want sort of like a soft line. So what I've been doing is I've just been drawing round, and I've just about finished this one. I think it's mainly the edges I need done, and sometimes I just need to wet it and then I just let it dry a bit, and then I wipe it. And what I did try and do was I put a little blob of, whoops, of water. And it's just sort of like all the lines I can see. And then when they're dry, you can just sort of like rub them in a bit. So as I say, this side's more or less done, and I still don't know whether I want this one as the front or the back. It'll be once it's got all its little bubbles on and everything. So we'll start this. I had started it a little bit. They're just cheapy ones. I have got some expensive ones, but I'll keep the expensive ones for something. And then all I do is I just, and if it rubs it off too much, then I'll just go over it a bit more. It's just to give a hint that there is different layers, and that's all I wanted, just a hint. And that's great. So I'm just going to have a look at it through the camera lens. So there you can see, you can see there's now I've got liquid pearls gold, I've got Dovecraft 3D effect pearls, and that's bright gold. I've got a silver here, but I don't think I'll use it. I've got dark bronze PVA, and this is the Cosmic Shimmer. Now this doesn't go on like a metallic, but it dries metallic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it that way, and we just need these round the edges. We don't need these inside, because they're going to get covered up anyway. yeah, I think that's it. So we'll leave that at that. And you can see, don't want to put my fingers, these are now starting to dry, and you can see from that colour to that colour they're going like a dark bronze, so they start to look like even the gold and that gold's joined together, which is fine. I'm not even going to try and take it off, but the gold's starting to darken down now. So, and I just wanted it in industrial, and I'm going to put the leather, obviously this piece will go there, and I want a piece of lace. I'm going to get some cream lace because it's shabby chic, shabby steampunk, so it has to have lace somewhere, or a bit of oil or a bit of tulle or something like that. And I think that is it. I think we'll leave that for now, and I'll come back when it's dry and I can get the leather bit on. In fact, what we'll do is I'll put this to one side and we'll work on the leather bit. Get this. That's 9, so that's about 10.5. Right. And I've been rolling this, you know, sort of like straightening it out a bit, just so that I can cut it basically. And I'm just going to cut it to 10.5. So this is the one that we're working on. And there's and I'm just going to go over it a bit more. I'm just going to use my I'll see you in a bit. Hi, that's me back. Sorry, I thought I'd put it on. All right, so what I did, obviously you saw me cut that piece out, and I've cut it to size and I've stamped it. I had some, I got the stamps from Amazon, and they're French stamps, and I can't remember the company that I got them from. I was going to put lace, but I found this Hessian, which is very much like the book cover, and it's actually wired. I think I got it from the local flower shop. I didn't. I got it in Cyprus. It's all written in Greek, sorry. So I would have got it from Jumbo in Cyprus. So I've stuck it down with Fabri-Tac, and what I'm going to do now is, you can see these have all turned like metallic. I'm still not sure if, and I've cut this piece, I'm still not sure if I'm going to put that on or whether I'm just going to keep it like this, because I quite like it like this. And I can make like leather, you know, because I've got some left. I've got the word journal, so I might even just do a like a leather boot plate, and I don't know whether to put that on there or whether to put it on there. Because this is going to be my front now because I've stuck this on. So what I'll do is I'll stick this on with Fabri-Tac. And I was just looking for the thread for my sewing machine. And I've found like a metallic gold I quite like that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to stitch this round. And I know it stitches cereal boxes and things like that. And that's basically what, well, this is Amazon. I've stitched Amazon Prime stuff before, packaging before. But what I need to do is what I'll do is I'll put the pages. In fact, that's what I'll do now, is put the pages in there. And I have another it goes to there. So if I fold that in half, right, so it's just past the halfway mark, so I can have my little birdie inside the front cover. It doesn't go right round the edge, so I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do. I'll probably put some lace round it. I've got some thin stuff. I keep saying lace and then I change my mind. There. And we'll cut it there. So that's the inside for that. That is, it's actually not. Yeah, I'm going to use these. And then these will get stitched in with it. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. I can stitch them down. I'm not putting anything on that because that is going to be covered. The whole spine is going to stick to that. And what I'm wanting to do is stitch down there. But I don't know if I'll get my machine. See, I might do. I might have to glue that and maybe hand sew it. I don't know. Because otherwise I'm going to have to bend the cardboard and I don't really want to do that. So I will go away, stitch this, and I'll definitely come back. Hi, I'm back. So it was a bit of a struggle. Not the easiest of things to stitch, because although the craft card is stitchable and the Amazon package is stitchable, together with glue and paper and other things, it was difficult. So I managed to get the front stitch. That was the hardest because I had to bend, but it was easy for me to stitch on that side, because this has had the matte medium on, it tended to stick to the needle, so it's a bit fluffy around the edges, but I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out, and I'm not sure I am not sure if I'm going to put anything on the front other than maybe a book plate. Right, let me fasten this up. I'm just, with some of the papers, I decided to make a curiosities journal. So it all needs stamping and grubbing up and everything. There will be a tutorial on that. I have done one. I've done one with the folder that I did with the kit. Okay, so I'll put that in there. Now this has to go in here. So that will go on there, and that will go there, and when it's stuck down, you should be able to lay it like that. It won't lay flat, obviously it will when you open it. But that needs to go there, so I'm going to have to stick that down, so that will go there. That will then fall there, and it'll fall like a waterfall every time, but I need to get it even, and I'm quite pleased with the way this has turned out. So I will stick this offline. I'm just getting to the end of the and that goes there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this end down first. I'm not sticking any more down, I'm just sticking this end down, and that will be it. For today, and I can cover those bits up because I've not decided what to do around the edges. I might just ink them and leave them like that. So that is that, and I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'm really pleased. I know I did a similar one for my sister, sort of like a similar one that looks like a proper book for the Outlander, and I thought, oh, I'll never do one of them again, but I'm really pleased with this. Really pleased. I don't think I could make it any better, but obviously with a book plate it will look a lot better. So enough waffle. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.